When spring softened the lanes, three pig brothers packed tools and hopes and went to build their own homes. At a fork, the first pointed to a meadow bright with straw. "Done by lunch," he grinned. The second nodded toward a thicket. "Done by supper." The third pressed his palm to the ground, searching for firm, dry soil. "Done when it's done," he said, and smiled. By noon the straw house stood, light as thistledown, pretty as a hat, singing when the breeze went by. The first brother napped in its shade. By evening the stick house leaned together. Better than straw, the builder said, and better still with a bar across the door. He roasted apples and told himself speed was a kind of wisdom. Under moonrise the third was still at work. Trench cut square, stones set, mortar mixed until it held its shape. Row on row, brick by brick, he built a box that could keep a promise. Morning brought a visitor. A wolf trotted down the road, nose alive with hunger. At the straw house he called, little pig, let me come in." "Not by the hair on my chinny chin," came the cheerful reply. The wolf gathered his breath and blew. Straw rose like yellow weather. The first brother ran, ears flat, to his sibling's door. Two voices answered the next polite request. Two voices shouted the same rhyme. The wolf drew a deeper breath, then another, until the sticks rattled and flew like frightened birds. The brothers tumbled out and sprinted through nettles and ruts to the brick house on the rise. The third brother opened and set the bar. His windows latched, his chimney drew clean. The wolf, smiling without mirth, tried again. He huffed, the mortar held. He puffed, the bricks turned his storm into mere wind. He paced the walls, tested the shutters, scratched useless lines in the brick, then climbed to the roof and listened at the chimney. Inside, the careful brother fed the fire and set a pot to boil. "If he comes this way," he said quietly, "let's be ready." The others, red-faced and breathless, nodded and held the lid. Soot whispered. A shadow committed to its cleverness and slid. Heat met it mid-chimney like a lesson. There was a thump, a yelp that startled birds into the air, and a gray streak shot back up, across the roof, and into the hedges, where it kept running until even its tail forgot the smell of smoke. Silence returned the way it does after fear, first to the ears, then to the shoulders. The brothers laughed the laugh that empties the lungs of worry. They made soup with what they had and ate at a table that did not wobble. When bowls were clean, the third brother unrolled a simple drawing, 4 lines for a foundation, neat rows for brick, a chimney drawn square. "Tomorrow," he said to the first, "we'll gather stone for you." To the second, "You'll learn the mortar's grip." Neither argued. Speed had spoken its piece, the wind had offered its review. The weak stitched themselves with work and good tiredness. The meadow still sang, the thicket still beckoned, but the two who had once chased ease found a better rhythm. Measure, cut, lay, check, again. Blisters hardened, pride softened. They learned to hear the house speak through level and plumb line, learned that strength lives in corners that meet and doors that close true. By harvest, 3 chimneys drew 3 straight threads of smoke into the blue. People like to end the tale at the wolf's retreat. The stronger ending sits at a table with 3 bowls, brothers still together, planning roofs for neighbors, swapping tools without keeping score, remembering how close they came to sleeping in ash. They do not despise straw or sticks, they simply use them where they belong. For walls, they choose brick and patience. For storms, they choose craft learned before the wind arrives. If you need a pocket lesson, take this. Build for the breath that will test you, not the breeze that flatters you. Fast feels clever. Finished, strong, and ready feels like home.